Hello, hello, hello. It's me again. Back again. And God said, let there be light. And then there was light on the stairs. Yeah, it's me again. Back again for video number 58. That's 58 days in a row of making a vlog every single day. I can't fucking believe it. Fuck. Why am I still doing this? I'm not sure. No, I'm only joking. I'll tell you why I'm doing it. Why I'm doing it is because I'm alive and I'm living every day. And every day I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing. And I figured it's not that hard to just take a camera around and just film just a little bit of whatever I'm doing throughout the day. It's not that hard. It's not that hard at all, really. So yeah, that's the reason, really. I realised it's not that difficult, and it gives me something to do every day that feels kind of productive. And what I said is, I'm just opening a window into my world. And if someone wants to have a look through that, they can. You don't have to watch this. No one has to watch this. But if you want to, you can. Anyway, I'll tell you a bit about what's been going on. It's currently 9:16 p.m. on the 6th of March, which is a Friday. And I have just woken up from a nap. I know, tactical error, taking a nap at a ridiculous time, falling asleep at like 5 p.m, waking up at 8 p.m. It's always a mistake, but I can't help myself but to do it sometimes. I'm just so freaking tired. So I took a nap, shamefully, and that means I'm going to be probably awake for a good part of the night. I've just woke up as if it's the morning and made a cup of coffee. So I'm drinking a coffee at 9 p.m. Trust me, there's nothing strange about that. Can you detect any sarcasm? Now, going back to talking about my vlog. My vlog has developed over these almost 60 days, these almost 2 months of doing a vlog every day. And my thoughts about it have developed. And it does make me think more and more about what people might want to watch. Because really, I'm thinking, what do I want to watch? But almost certainly I'm also thinking, what do I want to say? Because basically right now, I'm only really making this video for me. And there's a couple people that watch it, not that many. But it is going up on YouTube in the public domain, and it is available for everybody to see. Now, I'm not doing any sort of advertising for this vlog at all. I haven't even shared my YouTube channel with my TikTok subscribers, and I've got way more followers. I think they're called followers on TikTok. I've got way more followers on TikTok than I do have subscribers on YouTube. So if I wanted to share my YouTube channel with my TikTok, I'm pretty sure I could, and I'm pretty sure some of the people that saw that would then go ahead and check it out. But you know what? I really feel like I want to get a lot better at vlogging first. I want to be able to make really good vlogs, and as far as I know, the only way to get better at something is doing it. So I am putting in the hours to vlogging every single day for as long as I can. before I start to try and promote my videos at all for other people to look at. So right now, I'm really not that interested in having anyone watching my videos. I'm uploading them so that they'll be there eventually, and so that there's a documentation of the process and the progress that I've made, and people can see where I began with the vlogging journey, and then where I am, maybe in 100 days, maybe in 500 days, maybe in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Who knows when people will be looking back at this video or any of the other videos that I've made, and will start thinking about it and commenting on it and whatever they do. I have no idea. I see my channel at some point becoming more popular and having people watch it, but I have no idea how long it's going to take for that to happen, and I'm not really that interested in making that happen, at least not right now. What I'm interested in doing right now is just the making of the video. That's what I'm interested in. So that's all I do. I'm not interested in promoting it. I'm not interested in trying to tell people about it so that they watch it. I don't really want them to watch it. I don't really care if they do watch it. When I say I don't really want them to watch it, that doesn't mean if you're watching this, I don't want you to watch it. It means if you want to watch it, it's there, it's available. I don't want you to watch it. I don't have any desire to encourage anybody to watch it. I just put it there so that people can watch it if they want to. And if they don't want to, they don't. So basically, the actual desire itself has to be there from the viewer already for them to watch my video. And I think if you don't have the desire and you don't want to watch it, I'm not going to try and make you watch it. I don't care. I'm not interested in trying to make anyone do anything. There's no thrill in that for me. I'm not a sadist in any kind of way. I don't take any pleasure from feeling like I'm controlling people or making them do something that they don't want to do. I don't have that I don't have those kinds of feelings in me. I'm not that kind of person. Anyway, so what I'm doing right now is I'm waiting for yesterday's video to to export. And I say that kind of thing pretty much every single day. I talk about how I'm editing yesterday's video, or I'm exporting yesterday's video, or I'm uploading yesterday's video to YouTube. And that's probably something that I say every single day, which is true, and it is what I'm doing. But I don't know if there's really much point in actually saying that in the video. There kind of is, because basically what I try and do at the moment is I try to come up with things to talk about, which means what I usually think is, well, I'll just tell the truth about what's going on. I'll just state facts about what I'm doing right now, and that's the content of the video a lot of the time. And because I'm doing a lot of that, it's making very long videos, but that is really the point of making these videos, if there is any, is to follow me around and see whatever I'm doing all the time. So that is really the point and the purpose of the videos. And so therefore that's what the content is. So I'm going to take a little break from talking right now, and I'm going to go back to what I was watching. And what I'm watching is Danny versus Food. He's got 90.1k subscribers. I believe the man's name is Danny Malin. He used to be part of a channel called Rate My Takeaway, and he left them, and now he has a food channel where he does food reviews, and it's just him by himself with his new cameraman called Cameraman Sam. Sounds a bit like Fireman Sam, but it's Cameraman Sam. Which is, if you don't know my camera, my camera also has a name. My camera is called Cameron the Camera, and my phrase that I always say is Cameron the Camera is keeping me company. That's my catchphrase for the vlogs. So, yeah, I'm watching Danny doing his food reviews on his Danny versus Food channel. He's also got another channel called Danny and Gary, which is him, Danny, and another guy called Gary. Would you believe it? I know, it's called Danny and Gary. And there's a guy called Danny and there's a guy called Gary. I couldn't believe it either. Crazy, hey? And they do food reviews together. And I like their reviews a lot. And I like their videos a lot. And I want to do something a bit like what those guys do at some point. So I'm going to start to incorporate sort of different ideas into the vlog at some point. I'm not sure when. But at some point I'm going to start incorporating some slightly more interesting ideas. So you've got that to look forward to if you're a watcher, if you're a viewer. Winky, winky, wink, wink. That's like, what's his name? What's his name? Nardwar, when he freezes. Okay, that didn't look too great. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go watch Danny versus Food, so back in a minute. I have 7 days until I get paid, and I'm counting down the days because money might be the only thing that actually makes me happy. I've stopped really talking to anyone in high volumes like I was, and that's because I've started talking to Cameron the Camera a lot more, and I just don't feel really like talking to other people in the same way. I still think about it, but I'm doing it less and less, and I'm becoming more and more okay with that, really. I am really just becoming more content in my self and not really thinking that I want or need anybody else. I can't overstate how excited I am about when the house sells. Why the long gap in between those phrases? I don't know. I just had to stop for some reason. I don't know why. I am very seriously considering, when I do next get this pay in 7 days, paying for the adverts to go on Rightmove in the hopes that it will sell the house quicker. I'm looking to get it done quickly. I did have it set up with another estate agent that I was going to send the house to auction, and then I changed my mind and went for a different agent, and they're not going to be auctioning it, they're just selling it. And the point of going for the auction was supposed to be that it would be a quicker way to sell the house. And I really just wanted to get it done as quickly as possible, and I still do. But I think if I get it on Rightmove, it will most likely sell a lot faster. I really just want it to sell as quick as possible. Like, the second that I actually get the email stating that I've received an offer, I will be absolutely elated. I can't overstate that. I will be so happy. I will be so excited. And then I will just be counting down the days until the sale finally goes through. I get the money and I can leave. That is going to be one of the best days ever. I really do think that. I feel like when I was a kid and I used to wait for Christmas, this is exactly how I'd feel. And I really didn't like waiting. I just wanted it to come around quicker. But there's nothing I can do but wait. I don't want to be waiting though. I don't want to be thinking about what's going to happen because it feels like torture, you know? Like something good is going to happen, but not yet, you know? But not yet. That's the bit that's the torturous bit. It's like the idea of that is like mental torture. I actually really think that. I'm going to figure out this complex and I'm going to change it for sure. I'm going to rework the structures of my thoughts. I'm going to make that whole set of ideas into better ideas. That's a really good idea. I should really genuinely focus on that. I think that's really important. Those feelings that I have, those thoughts that I have, are really important to look at. I've got to find a way to rework those to make them better than they are. I'm all about self improvement, and I always take on the willingness to adapt my thoughts and to adopt new ways of thinking if they seem superior to the ones that I have. If I feel like they will improve the way I feel, then I'll most definitely take on new ways of thinking because it is true. How you think affects how you feel. How you feel also affects how you think. So you have to look at both. And they're actually very similar. Thoughts have feelings associated with them, feelings have thoughts associated with them. It's not really that easy to actually separate them apart and say, well, here's what thoughts are and here's what feelings are. Because they are interconnected. But isn't everything? You know what I mean? I'm feeling really good again now. After waking up from my nap, I had a bit of a dark moment where I was like despairing. But now I feel like I'm sort of floating up back into the light again. That's beautiful. I love that feeling. I've got a song playing in the old Radiohead. If you don't know what the Radiohead is, it's what I call your head when you've got a song that's just playing in your head. It's the Radiohead. And the song at the moment is I come and I go. Tell me all the ways you need me. I'm not here for long. Catch me or I go Houdini. I come and I go. Tell me all the ways you need me. I'm not here for long. Catch me or I go Houdini. Houdini. This is me playing the guitar, by the way. I'm not doing anything weird. Catch me or I go Houdini. What a tune. I love that song. I think it was last night I went to sleep with a Dua Lipa song going around in my head. But it was Illusion because yesterday I was singing Illusion. I was just walking around the house, I think, and I just kept singing it over and over again. Illusion. Another great track. I mean, wow. I mean, she she's got some really, really, really great songs, and the music videos are also very, very, very good. Like, I'm so incredibly impressed by the standard of the quality of what they actually managed to create. Like, their creative processes are going very well to be coming out with like products that are at that standard. I'm seriously impressed. It's almost as good as a James Atkinson vlog. Yeah, okay. We know my videos are not very good, but I try. I try my best. I do. I swear I do. Most of the time. Unless I just can't be asked. Can't be asked, can't be asked. I'll make another song called CBA, 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 CBA. What are the chords to this song? CBA, 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 CBA. Because I can't be asked, basically. No, I can be asked. As you can see, I've made a vlog every day now for how many days? 58. This is day number 58 of daily vlogging. And I really like doing it. I really like talking to the camera and getting everything off my chest. It's so great. I really do dream of the day when this computer is fixed. I keep looking at it and just despairing at how fucked it is. It's completely fucked, basically. Sad. Damn it. I really, 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 really. I really just wish that I just had enough money to just be able to do what I need to do, what I want to do, when I want to be able to fix whatever needs to be fixed, to be able to go wherever I want to go. I really wish I had the money to do it. I do believe that something really great is going to happen and my circumstances are going to change and I'm going to end up getting everything I want. I'm just questioning when. I hope it's sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? I really love living in London. It's my favourite place in the United Kingdom. I say that every single day. You know why I say that every single day? Because it's true every single day. I love it. It's great. Best place in the world. I wouldn't change it for anything. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I love it there. I never want to leave. Well, maybe a bit of travel here and there, you know, just for fun, but that has got to be 100% the place that I go back to the most. Over and over again, it should be me going back there because that's like the central hub of everything. I have to be there the majority of the time. And then I can go anywhere. But I'll always come back. Always. Always, always, always. 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 You may not know this, but in my vlogs, sometimes I will just repeat a word. If I find a word that I like, just one word, while I'm talking, I'll just say it a few times. I don't know why. It feels good. I like doing it. I do tell some people that I have some kind of version of Tourette's, and I think I do. I genuinely do think I do. But I'm not like medically diagnosed by a doctor or anything like that. I just I'm quite clearly doing obsessive things sometimes, and I do sometimes have sort of I do things with my hands a lot that I think I have no control over. I can't stop it from doing what it does, and um, I just mean I don't know. Maybe it's like a mudra. You know what a mudra is? Mudra. Mudra, like this, like this, like this, like this. Mudras. You know what a mudra is? Mudra. Google that. Mudra. 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 What I'd really like to do is when I start just like making up little repetitive word chants, mantras like that, is I have like a computer set up where if I start chanting like that, I record it into it, then add a whole bunch of instruments, and then just make little snippets, little clips like that, and then put them as background in YouTube videos, or make a fully fledged song out of it, make a music video for it, upload it to my YouTube channel, and release my music that I make through YouTube or through like Bandcamp or something like that. I don't know. I just want to be creating albums as well, like constantly. And I'll have to get a setup where I can do this, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that. Once I've sold my house, I'll be able to basically put everything into my creative products that I'm now making all the time, which is YouTube videos, and which will be music, which will be music videos, and that's about it. Oh, and I'm doing TikToks as well. But that's no big deal, really. Basically, I'm just trying to create content as much as I possibly can, but as much as I want to. Having realised that, like, these are the ways of the world now, and this is almost like the most fun you can have at home, and this is what feels equivalent to work, and this is what you can do on a daily basis that will have an accumulative effect in actually like increasing your aura. Like, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to work constantly on creating content of some kind for fun, for my own self, because I enjoy it. And I'm going to keep doing that much more. And I'm going to invest in basically everything I need to be able to start creating pieces of music. But I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work out, because I've got to get my place in London first, and then basically figure out whether it's going to be appropriate or there's going to be space for me to actually set up this recording equipment and whatever else I need to be able to make music. But there are some things that I can do, and I'm not going to go into detail on what those options are. I'm just going to kind of like work on that in silence, but I have got some plans, and there are some good things that I've been thinking, and it's all very positive, and I'm very excited about where this is going to go, and I'm really looking forward to see where this takes me, and I really am now just back into enjoying the process of life, and it's all because I've doubled down on creativity and decided to make that my number one priority yet again. But now, this time, I'm just owning that. I'm taking ownership over the fact that that's what I am. That's who I am. That's what I like. And I'm not apologizing for that anymore. I'm not trying to be anything else other than that. And that's now working for me better than ever. And it's really, really great to go back to feeling the way I did, more than 10 years ago, when I was so excited about life and I was constantly talking with all this exuberance for what I wanted to do. It's like now I've rejoined with my former self and created this much more expanded version that is like an amalgamation, a combination of all the different characters that I've played throughout my life, all the different people that I've been. Now they've all come together to function as one person. And that means that I'm now like way ahead of where I've ever been before in the past. And it's all because I put number one as the priority, being me, myself, and I, absolutely 100% without a question. And thinking again, what is it that I really want? Actually asking that question, which I hadn't been doing for years. I hadn't been listening to myself for years. And it really did come to a breaking point where I was like crying all the time. And I had to get all this emotion out of that was deep inside of me. And it was really, really deep. Sort of like grief and pain and upset, And I managed to get to the bottom of it and I let it all out. And ever since then, there's been all this space that has emerged that I've found inside of me. And it's been absolutely incredible to discover, like, now what I'm capable of. It's like I finally exorcised the demon that was stopping me from actually being able to live my life the way I want to. And now I feel like I'm free from prison. Like I've freed myself from my mental prison that I was trapping myself in, and I've come back to life again. Only to discover that I have so much more to do. I've got so much more to live for. I've got so much more to create, and I've got this incredibly long future ahead of me. And now I'm really looking forward to it. I'm ready to massively take back into myself the responsibility of managing my life and putting it in order. And it's so great. I'm so thankful that I now have this optimism for the future, which before was completely gone for the longest time. I had no idea what the future held, and I couldn't see a clear vision of it. And in the rare glimpses that I did, it was almost never positive. And I would get little drips of thinking that things are going to improve, things are going to get better, and I'd see that, and I'd get a positive sort of run where I'd be going for a while on like a positive wave, and everything would be great, and I'd be feeling good. But then I'd get stopped again, I'd get down, and I would lose the process that I was taking part in. And now having this daily vlog to talk to, this is really the way that I'm now accountable, and I'm just sharing all my ideas with the camera, and the intention is 100% that the more I talk, the more I realize what it is that I really want. And it really helps me to think clearly, and it really helps me to stay motivated to constantly have this camera to talk to. And I'm so incredibly glad that I bought this thing. I'm so incredibly glad that I've started doing this. And I'm 60 days in. I'm still as excited about it now as I was when I started, if not more excited. And the reason I'm getting more excited is because I get new ideas about what I can do for videos every day that I make a new video. Every time I turn off this camera and go back to what I'm doing, there's lots and lots and lots of new thoughts coming in that are constantly stimulating my mind and making me see that there's a path ahead of me that's going to be really great. And I feel like it's all already been figured out, and I just have to follow along. Not that I don't have any creative control whilst I'm doing that. I obviously will do, and I'll get to feel a unique sense of like carving my own path and being on my own journey and being the decision maker, and that's what I am. But I feel really grateful. Basically, what I'm saying is that I feel really grateful that I finally managed to develop a clear vision of a future that looks so bright, so beautiful, and so hopeful. And now I'm just so excited to be alive, and every day really does feel like a blessing. So that's all I'm saying. It's almost like a prayer, it's almost like a mantra, but it's just stating my intention. And that's what this camera is here for now. It's just I just repeat my mantras to my camera, and this gets me fired up, gets me motivated, makes me feel powerful, makes me feel in control again. And I lost that feeling for such a long time, and I don't know where it went, and I should never have let it go. And I did willingly put myself into situations where I lost my power or my control. But I'm reclaiming that back. Piece by piece, I'm taking it back. Like Rage Against the Machine, you got to take the power back. Come on, come on. And yeah, that means that I'm feeling excited again about being me. I'm happy to be me. And I'm not thinking the way that I was before, where I was questioning everything and getting down and thinking I was screwed and everything like that. It's not true. I think I'm doing great now. I'm very, very, very content, and I really feel like I've reclaimed the control over myself because I made myself a priority. And I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm going to continue to make myself a priority because I have to be the person that cares about me more than anyone. I've accepted that as a fact, and I now own that statement 100%. M-A-N-T-R-A, 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 mantra. I need to go out and live some life. I could go out right now. It's midnight. You know, if I was in London, I wouldn't hesitate to go out at this time of night. Because there's always something that's open. I need London. I need money. Then everything will be okay. This time, I'm going back to London. It's going to be the last time. Because I'm never going to leave there. Ever again. I've figured it out now. It is the best place to go. It is the best place to live. Without a doubt. There's always something going on. Whenever I think I want to do something, I just get up and I go and I do it. I'm not going to be thinking about this anymore. That is the answer to everything. Anyway, I'm currently watching the Royal Family channel. And I'm watching Watch King Attends Service at Lichfield Cathedral in Staffordshire. I watched it once and then I decided I wanted to watch it again. I really like watching King Charles interacting with all the people. I find it really interesting. And I really like him, to be totally honest. I find him to be a likable person, at least from what I've seen. And I want to see more. I always want to see more. So, anyway, I'm not going to get what I want right now, but very soon. And I can deal with that. I can live with that. I can cope with that. It's not the way I like things to be. I like to get everything I want as soon as I want it. But everyone likes that, don't they? But not everyone can have that. A lot of people can. Some of the time, not all the time. There's always going to be things that don't go my way. There's always going to be things that do. I'd like to be able to stack the odds more in my favour, so there's more things that do go my way. And that is basically what everyone does, I would say. they try to make situations that are within their control work out in their favour so that they can get more of what they want and less of what they don't. So I'm not really unlike anyone else in that respect. I would say that almost everybody is like that, selfish to their very core. But I find myself recently becoming more and more selfish every day, and it's working out great. It's making everything seem so much more worth it. Like life itself is now worth living because I've become incredibly selfish. And I think it's important to be incredibly selfish if that means being satisfied, if that means being happy about your life. It's much better than the alternative for me. I found a lot of peace with it, and I've realised that the more selfish that I am, the better off that I am. And that I'm way more positive again, like I used to be. When I was a kid, I had all this overwhelming positivity. I had this big aura of love for life. And I'm getting that back again because I've decided to be completely selfish as I can be in every moment. Concentrate only on me, focus only on me, pay 100% attention to me at all times. And that means I now have a life that I want. And I'm going towards having more of a life that I want. So it's like now I'm great and I'm getting greater. Now I'm better and I'm getting better. It's all very good. It's all very positive. And I'm doing great. So I'm not thinking about what's going to happen next. I'm just staying really, really positive here and now. And I feel good about myself doing this. It feels like the right move to make. It feels like a step in the right direction. It feels like a huge improvement on what has come before. It feels like I am a lot more mentally positive than I have been previously. And I now really feel connected to having a sense of direction And that's amazing. I'm so glad that's what's happening. I'm incredibly thankful that I'm in the position that I am. I feel better than I ever have, and I'm continuing to grow in an incredibly positive way. And there has been a transformation that has been taking place, and it's been bubbling away for a while, and I've been feeling what it is that is going on. But it's risen to the surface now recently a lot more and become very prominent and very obvious that I've been making really, really, really good strides forwards towards a much better future. Something that is positive, something that is good, and it's all for the good of the people. It's all with the intention of helping other people, but helping myself to be able to do that. Helping myself and then connecting that self help to other people's mentalities, and so by transforming myself, transforming them into better versions of ourselves. That's what I'm doing. That's what I have been doing. And it's been going incredibly well. Like I said, I'm feeling better than I ever have. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Very positive. And that aura that I had, that I was talking about, has come back. And the brightness, the positivity and the brightness has become prominent again, risen to the surface, and is adding now into the mix of all these new energies that are really creating amazing things for me and all around me. And I'm seeing it all the time, just how brilliant and beautiful everything has become, internally and externally, the world around me, and the results are in. It really does work. The positive self talk really does work, and it really does cause transformation. That is very positive and creates change that makes a momentum, and it's all done simply just by following the thread of life, following the story that is written in the book of life, that is there to read, available to everybody. That's all I'm doing. Accessing information that is already readily available to anyone and everybody, and the pages of the Book of Life are what you are reading from, whether you know that or not. We all are. It seems like when I go out to seek content out on YouTube, meaning I search for something specific, I come back with better results than when I just go along with what is presented as an option to watch. Something is really bothering me. I don't know how to describe it, but it's gone just like that. What is it? Is it? I don't know why I'm watching so many videos about the royal family, but that's what I've been doing for, I guess, probably about an hour now. Maybe more. Hey, I'm vlogging here. It's 2 a.m. I should really try and get some sleep. Had that nap, which has put me in this predicament. I'd usually be in bed right now at this time. Well, I say usually. There's lots of variants that take place that make it so there is no usual. Same for everyone else. Anyway, no. I do that sometimes. It's a mantra called Om. You make that sound and it clears your mind, brings you peace, makes you feel good. Sometimes I just feel like doing it. And I like it. I'm not planning to stop that anytime soon. And I don't really care what people think about that. favourite sound is that. Mantra. I said that earlier in the video. Mantra. Mantra. Words. In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God. That's all I need. Simple. Simple. I'm watching Gary Eats again. The video is called I Review the UK's Biggest Sunday Roast. Incredible. By Fallow. It looks like he's in London. He's in London in many of his videos. I think about London every single day for many, many hours. And I talk about it all the time. Why do I care all that much about that? The reason is that being there, for me, was such an incredible experience. And I had no idea at the time what an amazing place it was. I had to learn to appreciate that experience. It took me a while. Now I appreciate it. And for that reason, I'm ready to go back again. I love it all. Everything that comes along with it. But more than anything, what I love is the intensity. The constant intensity. And the way that the energy flows. London in the summertime is so very beautiful. When the sun is out, the energy is so good of all the people from all over the world. You're in and around all the people who are from all over the world. And that's amazing. And it's brilliant to be there. I like it a lot. I love it. I really want to be there more than I am. And I will be very soon. Because I'm going there again. And I pray that everything goes well. And I pray that all my successes that I envision come to fruition. And I believe they will. And that's because I have the divine on my side, God's will, God's plan is in action. I'm taking part in that, and it's brilliant, and it's beautiful. And I'm listening now more and more to my true nature, to my real self, and I'm becoming more and more in touch with what it is that I feel that is true, what I resonate with more, and what feels good. And in doing that, I'm finding myself again, the person that I remember that I am. And I'm going to be honouring that person a lot more than I have. And I'm going to be prioritising that person a lot more than I have. And I'm going to be more securely within myself, focused on only staying with what resonates and what I feel to be valuable to me personally. And I think that will ensure not only my continued existence, but to continue to exist in a way that is brilliant and beautiful. And to me, that is everything. To have what I want in my life, to be the person that I want to be, to feel satisfied with all that I choose to go through and the decisions that I make, to be proud of those and to remember where I've come from and to remember where I'm going and to stay focused on all the positive and all the good that can be done. And that for me is what makes every day worth taking part in, is reminding myself of all the positives, connecting with that and how that feels, and staying on the path towards progress. I can only keep trying to grow and move forward in the direction that I want to. And whatever happens, happens. And I have no control over the results, but what I do have control over is the effort that I make. And I will continue to make that effort for as long as I can until I no longer exist. Because for me, that is the only kind of life that is worth living. One of a continued, persistent effort towards a goal that is valued highly by me as an individual. I have to have a dream. I have to have a goal. And it is that which I have to remind me why I am doing what I'm doing. And it is all for good reason that I do all I do. And I have to continue to have trust and to have faith in God and know that there is a plan that I'm part of, and it will come to fruition for me to see that that is true. I'm sure of that. I am really sure of that. Anyway, I'm going to go lie down for a bit and maybe fall asleep. So, good night for now. Bye. Time to get up. Every day appears, whether you want it to or not. It always does. A lot of what happens is exactly the same, and some of it's different. But the hands on the clock keep ticking away, and the earth keeps going around the sun. Whether we like it or not, we're still here. Anyway, first thing I do every morning is make coffee. I don't always like the taste of coffee because it's just so bitter. But I do think that's why it gets me going. There's something stimulating about that bitterness. I always make my first coffee in the morning black. If you don't know what black coffee is, that's just coffee with hot water, nothing else. That's the way I drink it. And that's the way I like it. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the substance. I sometimes hate the taste of it when I make it too strong. but I love it when it's just right. Especially first thing in the morning. So today is Saturday, and it's currently 9:19 a.m. All I know about today so far is I'm awake. Yeah, really, that's all I've got. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't have any significant thoughts about today, and I don't feel good about it, but I almost never do. I usually wake up first thing and I feel very, very, very pessimistic about the day ahead of me. A lot of the reason for that is that I've got nothing to do. I have nothing set up. I have no plans. If I have a plan at all, it is only just to vlog today. Now that's a goal I can accomplish, but I've done this for 60 days in a row now, nearly. And whilst the formula still works, I'm not really sure if I'm really doing anything all that interesting. And I'm supposed to be doing this for me. So if I don't feel like I'm doing anything interesting, then why am I doing it? That's a great question, but I have an answer for that. The reason I'm doing it is because no matter what goes on, whether it's interesting or whether it's boring, if I get a record of it on camera, that is a documentation, an accurate representation of my life, what is going on. I like the idea of creating that representation. I like the idea of sharing that representation in a public forum like YouTube. So I did decide this a long time ago, was that no matter whether this video is good or whether it sucks, I'm still going to make it and I'm still going to share it. And that's just the way it is now. So now my daily goal is really find something to say to the camera. And that's about it. Pretty much every day when I get up, after about half an hour, there's usually a couple of times that I do seriously get tempted by the thought of going back to sleep. And today is just like any other day. I just thought about it just now. The justification or the reason that tries to convince me that I should go back to sleep is always the same. It's that, well, you've got nothing going on. You've got no plans, so you may as well just be asleep. I don't think that means that I should be asleep. If I'm awake, I can make my vlog. That's something to do. That's a plan. That's a great thing to do. That's a great plan. I love making my vlog. It's one of my favourite things to do. But the thought still keeps reappearing. No, go back to sleep. What am I supposed to do about this? Do I listen? Or do I not listen? I mean, I have to listen, but do I do it or do I not do it? Do I go back to sleep or do I stay awake? I don't know. Sometimes I win that battle, sometimes I lose it. If I had the enthusiasm and the excitement for life and for being alive, I'd be really happy to be awake. But do you know what having the enthusiasm and the excitement for life actually literally translates to? Having money to go and do something. Today's Saturday. If I woke up at 9:30 and I had plenty of money in my account, I'd think, all right, today's going to be good. I'll get up and I'll go out I'd hop on the train. I'd head into probably Manchester. I'd spend the day there. And that would be great. But no money means no ideas like that. What I can do is just go for a walk around the local neighbourhood. And I could take that walk as far as I can, as far as I want to. But there's pretty much a limit on how far I can go before I want to come back. And it's always pretty much the same kind of thing. The walk is pretty uneventful, if not mostly unpleasant. And I just end up complaining about how people are stupid because they keep annoying me, keep irritating me purposefully. And I don't want to expose myself to that willingly, to be annoyed, irritated, angered by random people all the time. So that leads me to think, well, I just have to stay in then. But what am I going to do if I just stay in? And the answer seems to be just talking to my camera, watching YouTube videos when I feel like watching YouTube videos. But you know what? I don't feel like watching nearly as many YouTube videos as I feel like making. So these are all my thoughts on the day. What's going to happen today? I don't know. Same thing that happens every day. I'm going to make a vlog, and that's all I can be sure of. I have to focus on today because it is today, and well, there's not much point on focusing on tomorrow or the day after or the day after that. It doesn't really make any sense to do that. It makes sense to focus on today. But when there's no real plans for the day, it just leaves me a bit depressed, thinking, well, this is not very good, is it? This is a bit rubbish, really. Is this it? Is this my life? And the answer is, yeah, this is it. This is my life. Whether I like it or not, this is it. I think why I get so bothered about this is that I remember all these really good times when the sun was shining, when everything was going my way, when life was beautiful, when I was happy, when I had family, when I had friends, when I had people all around me to live my life with. And now, I don't have anything. Not most of the time. Now it's just me. No one really cares about me. I'm alone almost all the time. And I'm alone almost all the time. And I have no money to go anywhere or to do anything. And I'm not very happy about that. I'd like that to change. I've created this situation in part, but in some ways I haven't. In some ways I've just ended up in this situation. And in some ways we're all kind of alone. But I do feel like I'm much more alone than some others sometimes. But really, it's just because I'm in this house on my own. I do have some friends, I do have family, but I still end up alone a lot of the time. And I want to do something about that. I seem to be constantly wishing that there were changes taking place in my life. And I do think as long as I keep wishing for them, then they will happen. But very often I find myself thinking, another day of being alone. I'm not sure if I want this. I've got the camera here to keep me company. I get to talk to the camera. I get to tell the camera how I feel. I get to share what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling with the camera. I get to relieve myself of some of the burden of my existence with the camera. And that does make it a lot easier to exist in this way that I'm describing. Still, though, it's not exactly what I want. I would like there to be more going on. I've had a lot more going on before. This sort of place where I'm more alone than usual has only been really going on for a few months. But even just a few months of being more alone than I usually am, it's kind of left me thinking about a lot of things. Now, there's a lot of upsides to being alone. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate a lot of the things about it. And I actually did say that if I'm going to get a new place, which I think I am, I think I'm going to be moving out of this place and going into a new one. And I said, if I get a new place, I don't think I want to live with other people again. I think I'd like to have my own place again. And that's because it's great to have my own place to go back to. I guess what I do wish for more than anything is that I had more consistent visitors, people coming around to see me. That would make being or feeling so alone a lot more tolerable. And it would mean I can still have my house to myself, I still have my space to myself, I still have time to myself, but I don't get to get lonely because I have people coming to see me. It is nice to wake up next to another person, and I do really miss that a lot, to be honest. But I have a feeling that I'll find that again sometime soon. Right now, I'm sort of placing a lot of my bets on selling this house and moving to London. And I do think that's the best bet that I can place right now for myself. Although I've got some trepidation and some worries and some concerns about how it's going to go, about what's going to happen, I am, regardless, very, very, very excited about doing that move. And I really feel like if I'm going to get into another romantic relationship of any kind, it's much more likely to happen being in London. I've got some friends where I live now, but no current romantic relationship. I am very much a single man. It's not that bad, but I can't lie, it's not that good either. I do think about it sometimes, and I do talk about it sometimes, but really, actually, to be honest, it's not quite as much as you might think. I spend a lot of my time thinking about other things. Most of what I think about is creative endeavours, business, how to make money, musical ideas, artistic ideas. That's a lot of what I think about, and that's a lot of what I spend my time working on. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this big long speech, but it's been good to talk. I am absolutely 100% awake for the day now, and it's almost 10 a.m. already. God, the time moves so quickly sometimes. I spend a lot of time talking to this camera now. And I start to notice that I can spend a very, very, very long time talking to my camera and not even realise so much time has passed. Yesterday I got up, I'm not sure exactly what time. I think it was somewhere between 8 and 9 a.m. Spent a bit of time talking to my camera, and then before I knew it, I looked at the time and it was 11 a.m. I really couldn't believe that. How quickly 2 to 3 hours had gone. And the majority of that was just me sharing my thoughts with the cam. Anyway, coffee number 1 has been completed. It's time for number 2. I would guesstimate that I usually have about 3 cups of coffee before I leave the house. I do believe that I need quite a lot to get me going. Anyway, so I'll tell you about my plan. My plan right now is that I'm selling my house where I live here in Lancashire, and I'm going to move back to London. And the reason that I want to move back to London is because of one word: culture. What I mean by that is there's a lot going on in London, and I'd like to be able to wake up every day and think of a place to go and a place to see. And London has many places to go and many places to see. And that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. So what I'm looking forward to more than anything is waking up in this big city every morning, heading out for a walk and just seeing how far I can go, what I can see. And there's always new things to find, new things to discover. That's maybe the greatest thing about London. There's many levels to it, and there's many levels to everything. So anyway, it's just my personal preference. I do tend to rank order things in terms of what I like and what I dislike. And London ranks very highly as one of the places that I like to be more than any other. And I'm sure a lot of people agree with that. That's why they live there. That's why they go there. Because they like it, just like I do. Anyway, I'm just watching some TikTok. I'm on live, and I'm watching this guy. Danny versus food. And he's just talking. So, that's what I'm doing for a little bit. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't know. Just seen a bunch of videos of this Getz guy drink driving. The way he's driving is crazy. And there's actually a video of when he hits the guy that he actually killed. And the guy like goes fucking flying, man. Terrible. Rest in peace for that man. And Getz, man. Fucking hell. That is not good. You taking that guy's life away, man. That is not good. I hope I never end up thinking like that. I mean, I'm not a driver. So, I haven't had to come up against, I guess, possibly the temptation to drink drive. but I can't see myself ever doing that, to be honest. It's not worth it. I mean, just to get where you want to go compared to the consequences. I'd rather probably just, sleep it off in the car. I mean, the guy went out to a club, or whatever, to go like drinking, and he drove there. So there's the first mistake. Don't drive to the club. Ever. Don't even drive to the club and think, well, I'm not going to drink. Because if you do end up drinking, then how are you going to get home? And if you ever find yourself in that situation by some kind of circumstances, just sleep it off. Take a nap in the back seats for a bit. Or figure out something. I don't know. Obviously, driving is not the option, but I don't know. Seems like a lot of people are doing it. It seems like that. It's probably not a lot of people. Probably not as many as it seems like. But it's basically impossible for me to relate. I'm not a driver. I've no experience driving. So I can't really comment too much on how I feel. Because I don't really feel anything, because I don't have anything to relate it to. But that may be changing soon. I may well very soon have a car or a vehicle of some kind, and I may well be back on the road again, driving, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty fun to have a car. And I will most definitely be facing my fears that relate to driving, being on the road. And I think it's about time that I face those fears and overcome them. And I do think that having a vehicle is a bit of a key to the world. It does unlock the ability to do much more than if you don't have a vehicle. But if you don't have a vehicle, there's public transport, and that's okay. It is what it is. It's good. But I would imagine having a car is better. But then again, I don't know, because I haven't had a car. I have had a car one time, but anyway, I haven't. Yeah, I'll just say I haven't. I've never had a car, and for that reason, I've got to do it to find out what that's like. So that I can form some opinions. Anyway, it's nearly 10. Well, it's 10 16 a.m. right now. And I'm wondering what my friend is doing. So I'm going to send him a message saying hello. It would be good to go out today if it was good, which it's not, and it never is. It's just hard, and I have to put up with a lot of bullshit from other people. I don't really want to put up with that, so I end up spending lots of time in the house. But being alone in the house kind of sucks sometimes. So I end up not knowing what to do. I end up not knowing what I want. I end up not knowing what's the safe option, what's the best option to take. But I have to keep my head above the water, so to speak. I have to keep my enthusiasm levels high enough to feel good. A lot of that means going out into the world. Um, but going out into the world means coming up against all the people that I don't like, or they don't like me, or whatever it is. I don't know why that happens, that random people just take a disliking to another person and I take a disliking to them. And then one thing leads to another. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what happens. That seems to be what happens. And it's not good. I don't like it. But I don't like to back down. I don't like to feel like I'm being disrespected. So I have to do something, I have to say something. But getting into these conflict situations is not fun. And it makes me really not look forward to going outside, because I end up thinking, oh man, there's going to just be more bullshit again. Is that what I want to deal with? Is that what I want? It's not what I want. So I don't go out. But then if I don't go out, then I'm not part of the world as it functions, and I'm not as happy as I could be. But it really does affect my mood when I come across random people who just act hateful towards me for no reason. People who don't know me, people who never spoke to me, never met me, don't know anything about me, sometimes just randomly decide, I guess they feel threatened by me or something, and so they feel like they have to like act or react just to my presence, just to my being there. And that creates issues for me. It's like I can't just exist without that like triggering somebody. Um, it's very odd to think that. I think there's people who just don't correctly know how to don't know how to correctly handle their emotions or their thoughts. They don't process them in a way that's sensible, in a way that's mature. And that's when those situations happen. And it does put me off going out. But I guess it's not very long before I manage to talk myself back into going out again. Because it does feel like if there's any opportunities to be found to improve my life, they must be out there. I mean, they're also in here as well. Because I have access to the internet, and the internet is the world now. Um, so, you know, I think there's opportunity inside and there's opportunity outside, and there's opportunity everywhere, and there's ways to grow everywhere. And, you know, I'm now like taking part in the process of accomplishing the goals that I've set. But I also have to, on a regular basis in the day to day, just take care of my own well being by trying to put myself into the positions that are most useful for my development. And they're not always the easiest positions to be in, they're not always the most pleasant, but it's got to be done because it brings back reward. And I'm not even really sure what that reward is. And I may just be tricking myself or fooling myself into going to places that I don't want to go to. And thinking about it, if I am doing that, I really shouldn't be trying to convince myself to do anything that I don't want to. I should really just let what is be. Meaning, if I feel whatever it is that I feel, that I should just give myself the grace to feel that and do what I want to as a result. And I do that. But even then, these situations still seem to appear. So, what do I do about it? I guess I do whatever I do, and I don't really have to think about or plan or come up with an idea of what I have to do. I just have to do what it is that I'm doing, and that's enough. So, yeah, the inside outside debate, it always seems to go on with me. Should I stay in? Should I go out? And I don't know. I'm not going out. Not right now. I don't like it all that much. I'll look out. I'll look out the curtains. It's it's not looking like sunny. It's looking a bit grey. It's not raining, but looks a bit sort of moist, damp. So I do like being out, and I do like being on my own with the camera. It is good, but I just can't face it right now, really. I'm trying not to say it's laziness now. I'm trying to reframe it as, I guess, nerves, but it's not even really that either. It's an unwillingness to get into the situations that I project, but the ability to actually project correctly is not one that is available, you know? I can't actually see what's going to happen. And what's the point in reacting to yesterday's challenges today as if those are still alive and still real, which they're not? It doesn't really make any sense to do that. So, like I said, I'm trying to convince myself to go out and to think that there's actually something out there for me that is worth it. I'm really still not convinced that that is true, because I have way too much experience with living in this area, and I've realised that the majority of people have no idea what's going on, and it's like there's no real reason to even get involved in being a part of the world around me, because there's no positivity there. No one has anything to share. Or maybe they do, but their attitudes get in the way. So they create conditions and circumstances that contribute towards this unpleasant atmosphere. And this unpleasant atmosphere means that no one can talk to each other. When really that should be all that goes on, is people are sharing, connecting, talking, bringing their ideas to light, and working together. And that can happen. Progress can be made and people could be more than they are currently in terms of their spirit, their soul, their character. The colour and the character has got to come back in a big way, and the people have to start reconnecting to the things that have made them so happy previously, and then try and emphasize all that they share with each other, and to actually see eye to eye, for people to actually look at each other and see each other and love each other, share love with each other. That is very much what I believe is needed right now. But it's not very common amongst the common people. And I'm always asking why. And the number one reason is fear. And fear is like nothing compared to love. Love has so much more value. But still, people stay in their places where they are, and they obsess over their thoughts instead. Why are they doing that? There's so many changes that need to take place in this area, and when they do, there will be like waves of enlightenment that come to all these people, and they'll be freed from all of their shortcomings. And I really believe that's going to be something that happens much sooner than I would think myself. And the reason I think that is because there's an optimistic outlook that I've started to develop, which has definitely helped my mindset personally. And that's to more quickly see the positive and to affirm it. And that creates positive change. And it's good to see positive change appearing, whether that's in the distance or where I am right now. Either way, positive change is positive. And the development of this positive change is really going to be the current storyline that makes it a tolerable place to be, because people will have more positive auras, there will be more friendly faces, people will be more positive, generally, and that will leave everybody with positivity rattling around in their brains and getting them excited about the days and the weeks and the months and the years ahead. And there is a very long, long future ahead of all of us, and each and every one of us has to take individual personal responsibility for contributing towards and creating a future that we all want. That is very important. And if you're not doing that, you have to think about everybody else, not just yourself. And you have to think about what you would want, even if you aren't there to see it, for the sake of the other people who remain. And this kind of thinking, if applied directly, can most definitely create more positive change. And that's what we need to see, more positive change. And positive change is going to continue on growing exponentially. And it's going to lead from one thing to another. And we're going to see much more businesses appearing, much more people that have things to offer to the community, to the people, and we're going to see much more entertaining people coming into the communities and changing the atmosphere from what is now very good to what is excellent, brilliant, incredible, amazing. And that continuation is going to be going on and on for a very long time. And you know, it takes no real effort to make this place better. What it takes more than anything is an attitude shift. And an attitude shift will be the correction that will twist and turn what is already here into much more interesting developments, and will stop all the people who aren't very clever from having anything to say at all. There's going to be far more people that are coming in who are now doing interesting things, and it's going to be a lot better. and no one's going to be able to criticize what they do because it's going to appear to be far too perfect in a way that creates mental breakdowns, but then leaves the space for creating a positive change in the people, in the environment, and everything. And this is a work in progress that is very blatant, and although there are many sides to these different understandings of what it is that I'm explaining, it is an incredibly straightforward process. And people are making it harder and harder for themselves and for others because they lack the ability to actually see and understand what is happening in front of them. And it's not going to stop ever. This progress, the progress of this process, is a continuation that will keep carrying on. And it's not going to stop. So, what people really need to start wrapping their heads around is thinking differently to what they now do, and start acting as a result of this different thinking, and that makes all the difference that needs to be seen. So, a lot of these idiots that have been around for a while, trying to make the world their own, are very soon going to have some incredibly drastic wake ups coming their way. And that's going to shake up the foundation of everything they know. And that drastic change is something that really needs to be done for the sake of waking up the people that have no idea what's going on and who are missing out on all of the experimentation that can be taken part of by the intrepid explorers that have an interest in seeing life in its perfection. And it is perfect. That is clear to me, to many, not to those who are still developing their intelligence. They have some way to go. They're not quite there yet. But in a single moment, everything will change completely. From beginning to end, from top to bottom, everything. And that will be a moment when people have to really open their eyes without a choice. And they're not going to get to decide whether they change. They will simply have to, because at that moment it will be a dance or die, and they're going to have to pick dance. Because I know that, because that's what I had to do. So, as this atmosphere that I can see is shifting and twisting and turning, people are going to be starting to feel as though what they know is going away. And that's good. That's great. And what they know will be being replaced with a much more interesting dynamic that is constant and is the connection to genius. That's what is needed here. Connection. When there is connection, there is function. When there is function, everything works perfectly, without question. When everything works perfectly without question, everyone is satisfied, everyone is happy with the way things are. They smile, and they have joy in their hearts, and they have love in their hearts, and they feel free, and they feel rich in their soul, in their heart, in their spiritual heart. There is a richness, there is a quality to the air, there is a quality to what we breathe in of life that is so much richer and so much deeper. And all these people have no idea what any of that means. Their connection is disconnected. And we have to reconnect to life, reconnect to truth, reconnect to the spirit, reconnect to Jesus Christ, reconnect to God, and reconnect to ourselves in order for our communities to begin to progress again in a direction that is positive. It's not positive right now. And people have to become clear on what is going on, understand it, and then continue to move forward in their efforts to make it better. That is the mantra. Make it better. Create positive change. When these attitudes are adopted and developed, then there's new thoughts that come from that, and these new thoughts are the basis for and the beginning of the understanding of all that I'm saying and all that I'm seeing. And when the lights start coming on in people's eyes and they start to actually wake up from their stupidity, then it will become crystal clear what needs to be done. And then I'll be able to just react to life instead of always having to hammer home this message that I keep continuously repeating like a mantra about how everything must change. Everything must go. Everything. 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 All of it. No exceptions. That's the end of the story as we know it. That's the end of the story as you know it. There's no more continuation for your thought processes. There's no way to explain your way out of this. You have to face what is there and continue to attempt to create positive change regardless of what is in front of you. There's no option as to whether you should or shouldn't. You have to. No questions. That's it. So, I'm explaining all that's happening right now. And I'm making it all very crystal clear as to exactly what needs to be done in order to improve this environment that we're surrounded with. The atmosphere, that needs to go. That needs to go. No questions. And when that atmosphere has gone and has been replaced with a positive aura of positive change, then we step into the new world that is one that feels good. That is one that I want to be in, that I want to live in, that we all want to be in, that we all want to live in. Then the surrender has happened to what is. And that's a lot better. When that's taken place, then freedom is readily available for everybody. And then the positivity can actually be created without questions. So, this will be the end of one story and the beginning of another. A much better one, a new one, and a very exciting one. And the future is going to be great. It's going to be brilliant. But you have to take responsibility for your part in it. Don't just sit back and watch it happen. Make a change for yourself. Make an effort. See the results. And then you'll know it was worth it. Alright, so I'm going out for a walk. Okay, I spent all day hanging with my friend Luis, and I have not videoed even a single thing since then. I'm burping because I've been drinking some beer. So, it's now 7:39 p.m. and I am going to end today's video right here. So I'm going to say goodbye from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for another VLOG vlog number. I don't know what number it is. Just read the title. All right. Bye.